Hello and everyone, and welcome back to Late Night League. We love it over here. 9:30 start time, Graham. What is this? I literally just finished work. Now I'm hopping on this. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Ebrom, Graham.
Yeah.
We're feeling good. Feeling good.
Yeah, feeling all right today. I believe it's Colorado State University that we're up against
CSU.
this year. So this year, yeah, I'm good at speaking. This is gonna be a great cast.
Yes. Hey, man. CSU. That's actually their second team. So this is CSU Green. Their main team is also in GG leagues, but it's a different squad. So I'm excited to see what's up and how it goes. Mm-hmm. Big talking point of today will be that our support Farenda's back.
Yes, that is very much so.
Back from the dead. It's good to see Jeffrey back.
Yeah, Joffrey or Farenda, depending on how you know him. Mm-hmm. Very, very good support. We're glad to see him back here. Of course, Nzania did a good job while he was still he's on the roster, but we'll be seeing Farenda back for the time being.
Yeah, Nzania's still on the roster, but Farenda always had that starting spot, and Nzania was filling in for him. So I'm excited to see Farenda back and how he plays. A big part of it was always that he was the big voice on the team.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for a team to lose their main shot caller. So it definitely will change things as we go.
Very much so. I mean, shot calling is a very important role, and usually that's delegated to really anything. And usually the support, the jungle, sometimes the mid, but rarely you see on any other role. But losing that shot caller in any team is going to cause a lot of problems because that's usually the person that's going to be directing the team. That's essentially the leader in most regards. So seeing them back, we'll probably be seeing USF back in form, hopefully. They did, I believe, lose their last 2 games in GG
Yes,
leagues.
we are 0-2 in GG leagues, proudly. After going undefeated and then losing in the finals, now we start defeated. Maybe we win all of playoffs?
Yeah, we get the losing out first, and then we go into winning.
It's the Yasuo power spike.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Except for us. It's definitely gonna work out. I'm super excited to see it. It's gonna be fun. This team, when they're having fun, they're very fun to watch because they always make us have fun on that end. Also, big shout out to a lot of our club members who are in drop-ins right now.
True. Actually, I don't think drop-ins are running this.
They're not?
I don't think so, no.
They were like, we can't come through because we're doing drop-ins.
I don't know.
Are they lying to me, guys?
They might be lying. I don't think it's the week for it, but who knows? If it is, I'm the liar here, so.
Hey, somebody check in our Discord right now. See if they're doing drop-ins, and if they are, just go in there, pop up the stream. Yeah.
And if they're not, tell them to us.
There you go. Telling them. Somehow we lose somehow. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, for now, we're getting ready for this game to start going. I believe there were a lot of internet issues on the side of Colorado State. So they are figuring out their situation right now. So we'll get an update for that soon. But for the time being, I will say, first of all, thank you to everyone that came to Wreck the Night. That was such a great experience.
It was very fun.
We did lose.
It was sad, but
I blame it on a certain person, but we will not mention his name around these parts.
We love all of them there, though. It was a very fun experience.
Except for that, sir. I'm just kidding. No, it was really, really fun, actually. Moon Dodgeball was really fun as well. By the way, those prizes are out. We have acquired the prizes, so I will go back, figure out who beat us.
I believe it was Curb, then you, and then It wasn't.
Oh,
Corey.
I already took my prize. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I had first dibs. But like, yeah, it was. So we did the top 3 from the dodgeball and all the 5 players that beat us. So, I will be going back to make sure that we have the correct people. I believe Curb. I don't know if he gets 2 prizes.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll figure something out for him.
I'm not
Curb,
in the loop with that,
maybe Curb gets first choice because he did get. Second choice. He got first and won the dodgeball, and then he was also the jungler that was very annoying.
True.
But yeah, for now, we're still trying to figure things out and make sure the lobby is set and good to go. I will tell you guys though, it was a good basketball game that I just came out of. It was like really, really fun. But like, so we were beating Houston by like 30 something points, and then they just started like injuring our players. Like we had someone just walk out with a bad knee because like they were just sad that they were losing.
Huh, intriguing.
It was it was sad because it was like senior day and all. But I don't know. To each their own, I guess. You do you, Houston.
Yeah, that's very true. But League of Legends, speaking of, this new patch.
What is the new patch? What has happened?
Well, the one that's most relevant.
Oh, yes.
Related to our team specifically.
Ash support, yes.
Well, yes, but there are Master Yi changes. He got a little mini rework.
True. Well, he's not
I don't.
Anyway.
I don't think it really applies because I'm pretty sure that's permabanned.
He's not.
But did change it a little bit. Made it on hit a bit better. Made it so his Q is a bit more versatile and applied on hit effects, which is kind of stupid.
I haven't talked with Ian about it yet. I haven't seen his like what he thinks about it because he never really liked the lethality builds.
True.
He never liked that Duskblade builds. He always went like Gale Force or Kraken.
Right.
Actually, for a while he had like a very very high win rate with Gale Force, and then sometimes you just go Kraken and lose, and I'd be like, dude, just go back to Gale Force. It's fine. You can do it.
Yep. Regardless, we will see that band with like a 99.9% certainty.
I really want to see it. I really do. Just give it to us one game, guys. We're 0-2. We suck. It's fine. You can give it to us. It's fine. Nothing will happen.
You're just going to brainwash them before the game?
CSU, if you're watching this, Master Yi is fine. It's an easy champion. Just got nerfed.
Yeah.
This is like high elos. Come on.
Yeah, but other than that, patch didn't really have much, honestly. They've been slacking on the patches and a lot of the changes. There was like 4.
They're going slower.
Yeah, it was like 4 nerfs and then 2 buffs, I think, something like that. It was very light patch, but it wasn't all bad. I believe Seraphine and Samira are the ones that got buffed.
Yes, which I don't think they're gonna impact.
I don't think that it helped. I don't think that
competitive players. I do like Samira, honestly. Like Samira at the time where she was broken and competitive play was big. I'm not too sure, but when she came out, Danny was still an amateur, and he would always pick Samira in amateur, and he was like on Evil Geniuses Prodigy's team, their amateur team, and it was super super fun to watch. But here we go, we are back. Master Yi is gone. We knew that. Everybody knew that. And Kane is banned out as well. So I'm gonna be guessing that USF is on blue side. Yep. So we are correct on that end.
I would hope that we're not on red side with that Master Yi ban sitting there. If though, we'd probably be me making the draft as we speak. But Jace will be meeting up the ban table, of course. Very, very strong top laner. Make sure that you do not want to have that given over, especially to someone that is proficient on that champion. Auction, going to be Hubbard. We're getting flashbacks to last season.
I miss him, man. I miss it. Honestly, I haven't seen the auction from Chen in a second. Not because he's just wanting to try other champions and making sure that he can stay competitive with a bigger champion.
Nothing wrong with that. I do appreciate a much larger champion pool. I think it's always good to have. That being said, if this was last season, we would see a certain champion be meeting them on that third table ban, but Zeri will be meeting them instead, and I doubt it will be the Heimerdinger ban, but one can dream as the Thresh will be picked up.
Welcome back, Fred, though.
Yeah, welcome back. He's drawing a ban already as Jinx lock-in. This champion has been absolutely monstrous since the start of the season. And
Nick loves Jinx.
It's not going to get nerfed anytime soon because they're dropping his skin next patch.
True.
And a prestige.
And Misfortune's getting a big skin as well.
Both of them are really good.
I have stated my ideas about that, by the way. I don't know, man. I too many skins for Misfortune. There's a lot of good ones. I just want let's spread the love, guys. Spread the love. Get some to Skarner. Yeah. Skarner deserves one. Actually, he's getting.
Speaking of good ADCs, Aphelios will be the second one.
He could use a new skin.
Yeah.
Right.
He's getting one. It's the EDG skin. That's what Viper chose. As we will be seeing that, of course. This is the standard matchup for anyone who is not familiar with pro play. These are the 2 most picked champions by a long shot. I believe in LPL, which is China. I believe Jinx and Aphelios are like first and second, and by a long shot, by about 100 games.
That sounds about right.
So very, very powerful. Hecarim is another champion that has been rising in priority recently. He has definitely been showing up, and he is very, very strong right now, honestly. Very good ganking, very good clears, and he can duel pretty well with a lot of champions. Of course, there's one that is a bit more of a counter to the Hecarim, which is Lee Sin, but that's not really a... Ooh!
Okay! Hey, all right, there you go. I don't think we've ever seen.
No, I was just about to say that's not a Dandelion champion. But
no. I will tell you something.
I spoke too soon.
We don't have Dandelion jungle today. Dandelion is going top lane. Wusheng is going jungle. I made that change. I went in and be like, hey, this is where we want to go. So yeah, it will be Wusheng in the jungle, Dandelion at the top lane. I want to see how that goes. Lulu.
Yeah, there will be a Lulu here. Frenda going to be on the Lulu. Karma matching now. That's a champion that LCK or Korea has been absolutely loving since the start of the season, and she is very, very strong, very oppressive Enchanter, and we'll be matching into the Lulu. I personally think that that matchup is Karma favored just because Poke is better. It's shielding. It comes online a lot earlier than the Lulu, but of course, Jinx Lulu, not a duo to really be scoffing at. It is very, very potent. Once you get that one item, even or two items, even one item can actually be very detrimental and very powerful combo as Jinx will start to melt through front lines, even back lines. Pretty much any champion you put in front of a Jinx Lulu, it will melt eventually.
And so far, we don't see a front line on the side
true.
of Colorado State. Well, on USF as well, Hecarim and Lee Sin can only be so tanky. The Vex Band comes out, again, big champion on the side of Chen. And I'm excited to see what this last ban is from Colorado State. Are they going to continue to punish the mid lane pool, or maybe look at something in the top lane?
It could be. I know Chen has been working on his Vladimir a little bit. I say working on it, but he has been playing it for quite some time. So wouldn't be surprised if that's the ban here, as Shen will be taken away. It looks like they'll be targeting that pool as Syndra gets banned away as well. Expect a mid pick here as they're gonna hover the Orin, actually. Just blind picking the top lane, of course. Dandelion, not necessarily a top laner in his own right, but we can see what he does. He does have a Darius pick that I would not be surprised if it comes out into the Ornn.
Yeah, it would be pretty good into the Ornn.
As we're going to get a very good slideshow of all the options that we have available to us. As
they're
hovering on Laui a bit more than I like. Okay,
I don't think she's going to be played, but I would like to see a Laui.
Veigar is a very, very interesting champion that has grown in popularity. I wouldn't mind if that's picked as it will be a Nessus.
Yes! I love it. I love it.
Nessus is a very interesting tank counter because, of course, the tank wants to scale, but so does Nessus. And you're more than happy to take that scaling matchup with the Nessus. Not really a popular pick or really a good one in pro play, but if you're good at the champion and it's a good matchup, which it genuinely is, then there's no reason to not take it as
Corki.
That's going to be a different look for Chen as it is going to be locked in.
I like this comp.
I like that. That's a very unique
nice
composition.
comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have like the front line of Nessus that's going to be very, very huge as the game goes on. And then you have the rest of the team that's able to go in behind them, that's able to support them. Lee Sin is able to start up the engages. I don't know, maybe the engages are a little bit harder.
The Veigar is actually a really solid pick here. Yeah. Okay.
Now that I look at it, though, Colorado State's comp doesn't look too bad either. I like it a ton as well.
Yeah, both comps seems very, very straightforward in how they want to play. Of course, the Veigar cage is going to be very powerful in denying this Lee Sin, the Jinx, from ever stepping up.
Yes. I
think that the Veigar on the fifth side of R or red side will be very, very powerful in this draft, denying the Lee Sin, making sure that the Jinx stays zoned away, separate the Nasus away, and make sure that the Corki can never really have room to breathe because he wants to go in with the package in a lot of these fights. If you drop the cage down, then yeah, you're going to be unstoppable during it, but if you place it well enough, he's going to be trapped within that cage where he lands, and that can be pretty detrimental. He'll get Everfrosted into a one-shot. So really do enjoy that Veigar pick here. But looking at these comps overall, they seem really, really balanced and straightforward. I do think that Colorado State actually has a better composition when it comes to team fighting. They have more of a defined front line. Of course, Nasus is a front line in himself, but Orin is the very staple thing that is going to take quite some time to shred through. They have Aphelios as a very common backline, Karma as an enchanter. Hecarim is going to be another dive option, and Veigar is just going to be there to one-shot anyone that tries anything funny. But USF Esports does have a pretty traditional front-to-back as well. The Nasus is going to be taking place of a traditional tank, but that being said, Nasus is not like a bruiser. He is more on the tankier side, so it's not like it's a Renekton or a Jax that's in that spot. It is a much tankier unit than that. So they can suffice with that. Lee Sin is going to be their diver. That is going to be sort of trying to make these plays happen. Corki Jinx as a backline has been a staple throughout this season. So I think that is a very, very solid composition to go off of. And I'm honestly not really sure which side is actually winning in this draft. I think that they're both trying to do the exact same thing, and it's probably going to come down to execution in most cases.
All right, execution and trying things funny is going to be the way of the game as we get going, but we'll be taking a quick break, guys, so we can get you into the game right after this. Don't go away. All right, hello and welcome back, everyone. I'm sorry, man. That's the first time I've seen that bug before.
Yeah.
League, how do you continue to amaze me every single day? I have never seen this before, Graham.
You're referring to the layout, right?
What is this, man?
I think they actually changed the layout. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure they changed the spectator layout.
No, the top layout is fine. That's one where we're fixing that on our end.
Right.
But the side layout. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about top. Top, I know what we did wrong. The side is not our fault.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you could do about that one.
You can't.
Huh. All right. Well, they're just going to be floating there in the middle of your screen. I hope you guys don't mind.
I mind.
I mind a little bit too.
Actually. All right. Forget
anyway,
that.
Let's take a gander at the misplaced summoner profile. For any of you who have not caught on,
Unsealed Spellbook.
Yeah, Unsealed
Spellbook on the Nasus.
That is actually pretty standard. I believe Fleet Footwork or Grasp are the other two options.
Yeah. I would expect he would have gone Grasp if, because he's going to get the auto attacks for sure in this lane.
Yeah, very much so. But everything else seems pretty standard, honestly. It's going to be Exhaust on the Felios, which is quite interesting. That's not really in a lane that you'd think Exhaust will be mattering too much. Yeah. I mean, maybe for the Nasus later, I can imagine, would be like the thought process as... This is going to be...
USF wins this.
Well, theoretically.
Not if Ferenda was a bit further away. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate right there. Because if Ferenda has his W or his E, I think they're still able to win that fight to a decent percentage, but oh well.
Yep, so bot lane for CSU will in fact take a pretty favorable trade down there, get one of Nick's pots. Two of them, in fact, as he'll be forced to regen. And, of course, the Calibrum poke from Aphelios early on, quite detrimental when Jinx does not have the range to match it just yet, as they'll be hitting three of those minions. I can't count, but of course Karma is going to be Karma in the meantime.
Yeah, she's just going to continue to be annoying. Any champion that has their ultimate ability at level 1, is kind of not fair. Brenda's going to get caught up here. Decent root that comes through, but not too much. And USF is going to at least try to stabilize this lane. I think they should be all right. And late game is the name here for USF, of course.
Very much so. I mean, looking at where the junglers are going, it's going to be starting opposite sides, of course. Lee Sin is going to be 3 camping into a top gank here. So
huge wave. I don't know if Wu Sheng wants to go in here. He does land the Q. He does choose to go in. It's a good hit on the E. Warren is not tanky yet, so this could be a problem. Dandelion is playing this well. He's trying to really be annoying. Drops down the E. Slow stuff on the Lee Sin, and we like it. Wu Sheng with the first blood.
Yeah, that was actually a very small thing that he did. He walked into the bush to actually reset the aggro on the minions, allow it to crash, and then the Nasus E, the Spirit Fire, was able to drop down onto the back line, kill off a lot of them, weaken them, and that was able to allow him to actually deal so much more damage without being at risk for himself. So very well played on that end. Teleport will be burned on the Ornn in order to get back to lane, as that'll be a very clean kill up on the top side.
Yeah, and I will say this. Ian's a very smart player. Game stops right there.
Yeah, Spectator does that sometimes,
Don't worry about that, guys. I'll go back to what I'm talking about. Ian is a very smart player. So in a situation like this, a lot of people would try to step up and maybe take the kill on the Ornn. Or maybe get some, any sort of damage on the Ornn, and they could die for it. But I really like that he stayed back, he stayed safe, and now he's doing pretty solid. Shen's going to be inside the cave, but not much damage is going to land. This could be pretty bad, but Shen has to now get away. Has to just use the W. No flashes to be used. A little bit too aggressive right there from the Hacker. He had to use the Ghost for that as well.
Yeah, Ghost tried to get behind Chen Chen in order to knock him back, but instead right-clicked the minion. Forgot to turn target champions only on with that one, but
happens to the best
will end up not actually burning too much. Of course, the Ghost was burned trying to be aggressive, but no flash means that he'll just take the damage and leave. As Chen Chen gets away that scot-free, as Gank's going to come through here.
Wu Sheng trying to go for a second one.
Is unfortunate. Yeah, so Ferenda will be clearing out some vision here in the bottom side. Of course, now with the Brave crashing bottom lane, everything's going to be sort of resetting as Nick comes back to lane. The Aphelios is going to take their turn and head back and buy as Ghost is popped here.
Wu Sheng is loving this top lane right here. They're going to try to stop the Ornn. He does still have the flash. That's the thing. Dandelion's still not as tanky, so he can't continue for the sake of it. Oh, Wu Sheng trying to go in. He's not going to land the Q. A lot of attention here in the top side. Yeah,
and it's not all going to be working out there. He did hit the Sonic Q on the minion the first time around, and then kind of failed the ward hop. Will not really do too much in the top lane. Does kind of be a bit of an annoyance, but he is in fact a little bit below on that clear time. Of course, 11 minions down, almost 3 camps. He should be able to rectify that in pretty soon. Not too fast, not too badly impacted, as Karma might be in trouble here as Frenda crashes, but no one's actually close enough, so I doubt that'll be anything.
Actually, a decent slow on Karma's being way too aggressive here. She's gonna get slowed by the Jinx.
Yeah.
Now has to get out, but she should be okay.
Yep, slow on that Jinx zap. Not nearly strong enough at rank 1, but Dandelion trying to take a reset here. Does have quite a bit of gold, I would imagine. 25 CS with an assist to his name, as, of course, Ornn is going to be trying to put on that pressure, make sure that he cannot get the back end, make sure that that lane stays in his favor. And I mean, the rest of the map, mid lane is evening out, and there's only a slight lead in bot lane, even considering the early advantage that they got.
I don't see a lead in bot lane, man. Like, it's not there.
Well, there's one CS.
I mean, yeah, like, and the thing is that Nick has Cole now, so he understands. Yeah. He just wants to get to late game as well.
It's actually not a lead.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even see a lead in bot. After that early flash, we didn't see any Hecarim ganks there. Just expected a little bit more as they do try to go in. Good polymorph right there. That's a good amount of damage from Nick. The flash away from Kib. All right, the Q does land from the Lee Sin. Wusheng goes in for the second kill. Now Kibby's trying to die away, and now the Hecarim tries to come through. Nick is very, very low. Wait, Hecarim, why are you not hitting the Jinx? There, it finally goes down. The stun goes onto Wusheng as well. Yeah. And 3 deaths onto the side of USF.
Yeah, very good initial kill onto the Karma there, but it was very greedy to try and continue onto the Aphelios. He didn't have vision of where the rest of the map was, but you can imagine that with the Veigar missing from mid lane, you should be having pings down, or at least something in comms. Had no vision on Hecarim, so it's a bit aggressive to try and go for that Aphelios, but very good response with Colorado State, as will not, in fact, get the cancel off, so no harm, no foul there. We'll take a tower shot and will not end up being that big of a deal. Teleport burned by Dandelion in order to get back, and will only miss 1 minion, so not too bad overall, as Dragon is started up by CSU, and they will be probably taking this pretty shortly. There's no, well, there's a Lee Sin in the vicinity, but it's going to be gone before then.
Cheng tries to go in, but Dragon was way too low for that. We'll say our second Cole is now in the mid lane by the core key. Yeah, this is the pre-party, guys. You know, yeah. We're setting up right here. Give us 15 minutes, and I promise you guys will have a lot of fun. All right, but for the time being, get your drink. Yeah. Get ready. By the way, thank you to Kayla for getting me the water right there. So I got my drink as well. So I'm all ready to go. It's again, we are gonna get to late game. It's not about when, but when we do, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this early game, think of it as like the party bus, you know? It's the place, you go on it and then you get to the actual party. And that's going to be mid-game around that third dragon where everyone has their 1 item, 1.5 item power spike, maybe 2 if you're super lucky. But that's going to be where the party
I don't like
really
this from the Ornn. He does go in, get some decent damage. Ooh, really good guns onto the fellas there, bot lane. Tries to go in. Let's see what Ornn is able to do right here. He's probably going to get to do a lot of damage again. There's only a heal onto Dandelion, but he's going to get a good amount of healing just by being the Nasus. One more. Can we see it? Gets the slow hammer down. Let's get it. Absolutely goes down. Hecarim now going to try to get Dandelion E. This could take a second. I feel he will just have to go down for his sins. So it's a 1-for-1.
What? There's a 4-man by bot lane here, so...
Oh, the ulti does not land from the Aphelios, and that definitely does not matter. Wusheng will be able to pick up another kill for USF right there. The flash ulti! You can't escape the outplay button from CSU.
Yeah, that's Veigar mechanics right there, honestly.
Hell yeah.
But all jokes aside, really good dive on that bot side of the map. Bringing 4 people down, crash the entire wave. That Aphelios is going to cry when he realizes how much minions he has missed in addition to his death, as Chen will get zoned. He did actually pick up the Hex Drinker early on, making sure that he does not get one-shot by this Veigar at any point if he manages to slip up. But so far, Veigar is going to be the one that's profiting a lot off of this early game. I can't speak right now, but yeah, being able to accelerate this Veigar is going to be quite a boon for CSU.
Yeah, dude, this party bus is fully activated. Oh, shit, we love it. Wait, does he pick it up? He does pick it up.
Okay.
We love it. We love it.
Now
that's our top laner, by the way, guys. Wait, Shen here, there's no
ulti on the Veigar, so
no flash either. We know he used it earlier on. He could just easily die. Shen will flash up on him and get himself a nice kill.
Yeah, so that's going to be overall very good trade in favor of USF. You may be thinking, well, I mean, the Lee Sin just died, but the thing is that Riftchild will actually be good enough to get that kills worth of gold back, as this trade is going to be interesting.
Very interesting indeed. He's going to try to get away, but honestly, this Nasus is getting to a point where he's becoming a big problem. Those Qs are starting to hurt Graham, and they're going to continue hurting if CSU doesn't decide to do anything. And no, he hits the minion.
Oh, Hecarim's coming back.
Unlucky. Wait, let's see what happens here.
I feel like this is not actually going to be a win.
No, I trust in my boy Ian. If there's one thing is that I trust in Dandelion, and you know why? Sometimes I don't have very good judgments.
Yeah, well, it actually looked pretty good for him there, but unfortunately the Ornn was able to join into the fight pretty fast and was not able to, in fact, kill the very squishy Hecarim, it looked like, as we'll be able to reset. Does pick up a does have a Sheen in addition to a Tear as well as the Sunfire, or Sunfire, excuse me, Balmy Cinder. Not a full item yet, as Orange is disconnected. I'm assuming, yeah, it'll be a pause, and we'll get a little
oh,
pause.
yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about this, about how CSU apparently has been having internet problems.
Yeah, that's a thing that has been happening quite recently. So hopefully, I mean, of course, we're not actually in a pause. This is just Spectator trying to catch up with the game itself. So, yep, there we go.
In theory, we're in a pause.
Yeah, we'll be back into it, but I do want to highlight this Hecarim's build a little bit more, because those components are actually very interesting, because the Sheen item itself will build into either...
I'd have to stop you right there, Graham. Ooh, nice little sidestep. Ooh, the flash ulti goes right back, and Wu Sheng might have to die. Wait, does it finally go down? No, it will not, and Sheng gets us another kill. That's pretty big for mid lane for USF.
Yeah, very good opportunity to try and convert the fact that your Sonic Wave missed, thinking that that's it. No, the Warthog flash kick is going to be causing a kill to go down onto this Veigar, as we'll be dropping the Riftchild mid lane to feed this Corki even more.
They're not answering it. They're just going bot lane. Let's see what goes right here. Ferenda does use the ulti on Nick. A good amount of damage does finally go down, and Nick will finally drop. Ferenda's dealing a really good amount of damage onto the Hecarim, but it's not going to be enough. And it looks like he's just staying in lane right here. I believe now our eyes drive back to the top lane, where it's been a fun island.
Yeah, a little bit of fun island over here, as Wu Sheng will go to interrupt this fun.
The fun never stops, Graham, and that's what we like to say over here at USF. The Q lands, that means it's another kill for our Lee Sin man.
Yeah, very straightforward there. No flash on the Ornn. Did drop the ulti, and that will be it for the top laner for CSU, as while that was going on, Corki was able to take the full tower mid lane. I believe we only had one plate previously.
Could we see gold real quick, our observer? I really want to see how this mid lane's going. Yeah, that's expected.
That's quite big, as one would say. I
don't think he has Cole upgraded either.
No, not yet.
That's not that even yet.
He should not have that upgraded yet, unless he backed with 26 CS, so I don't imagine that was the reality of the situation. But either way, this Corki is extremely fed, as 15's charges still left on that. Mana Moon completed, Sork Shoes with an additional Abyssal Tome.
By the way, Ian's Nasus was ahead. Oh, Chenchen's going in. He does get stunned up. This could be very bad for our mid laner. No.
And
he's going to finally survive. Wu Sheng just throwing a Q and saying, hey, back off.
Yeah, that was the Hex Drinker there, actually putting in work. He did get stunned up trying to Valkyrie away, but the Hex Drinker popping, making sure the Veigar ulti doesn't in fact one-shot him there, and he'll be quite thankful for that purchase that he made early on, as we'll collect this blue buff. Corki, with the recent builds, with a bunch of the Ludens into a bunch of just full poke.
Seeing a lot of Leandries too.
Yeah, Leandries as well. That was something that has been popping up quite substantially, but either way, focusing on this rocket build, being able to spam those out, get phosphorus bombs out, and use your abilities, blue buff is going to help substantially with that. As looking across the board, the only person that has really finished everything would be the top side of the map. They already have one item. Bot side, not so much. They're still working on the components, and it actually looks pretty even overall, and you can assume that it's even based on the kill and the KDA over there, as we might be seeing some fun stuff happening.
More bush shenanigans from our Colorado State brethren, as that's what gave them a lead in the bot lane earlier on, and they were hoping for it once more.
Very much so, as we'll just pan up towards top side. Camera loves top lane this game.
Oh yeah, really? I also love top lane this game. Come on, it's a K9 Nasus.
That's very true. We don't often get to see this champion, let alone cast it, so it's very fun experience.
Again, guys, we are on the party bus. Just give us a minute. I promise you guys will have fun with us as well.
Yep, that being said, CSU is taking a very similar party bus with their scaling. Of course, the Veigar, very, very, yeah, of course. But yeah, the Veigar, the Everfrost coming through, very, very strong item in itself, allows for more lockdown. Sork Shoes coming through as well, being able to burst more, and that is going to be their main carry for the current iteration of the game. Of course, the Hecarim actually sold the Sheen, so my point about his itemization is a bit intriguing, because as I was about to bring up, that Sheen would either have to build into a Essence Reaver or a Lich Bane, and I don't think either of those are realistic onto a Hecarim. Maybe the Essence Reaver. Someone might have to damage lab that.
Hey, Dabo, you're probably watching this. You know what to do. You know what to do.
You already know.
Start up the demo labs, and that's the whole part about it as well. If you're coming in and playing Hecarim, and you're trying to figure out what works best for him as a new champ. I don't know, man. This top lane's fun. The amount of damage that's able to be dealt by Ian, it's be super fun. Oh, that's just half the health of Ornn right there as he's going to jump in on him. Big man, big dog. We like it over here. It's Susan country, baby. Let's go, Ian.
Yeah, that is very much so. It was not the plus 12, unfortunately, so I think Searchez will be kind of displeased with that one, but alas, turns out Summoner Spellbook Nasus being able to pull a lot of different abilities. Very, very useful. Burn Ghost and Exhaust there, but will have the TP available. Of course, Unleashed.
See how this goes right here. Hecarim's going, and it is stolen by the Hecarim. He's kicking him away. He's like, sir, this is not yours. And now the Polymorph does come through. Chen will not get rooted. And now they protect the eye.
Yeah, and that actually will not take that long. They actually decreased the amount of time that the eye lasts for, so that eye will be gone. No one is going to contest it, and for now, it's just going to be Colorado's victory in saying that, yeah, we took it away from USF. They don't get anything else, but it stops the USF snowball.
Very much so, as our players do no longer have full. As Nick trying to go in, he's beginning to do damage as well. He did choose to go Kraken and not Gale Force. Yeah. I'm not too sure about the Jinx builds as well. Wusheng has to go back to his teammate right there. Now he has to flash away. He's trying to get in. The slow will come through. Another dive. That's a lot of stuff for Wusheng. That is too... Oh, Nick. Some good damage onto the Aphelios, but a lot of stuff expended for our Lee Sin.
Yeah, very much so. Burning the Veigar Flash and the Veigar Ultimate, as well as the Karma Flash and the Ignite. So a lot of things invested for that. As Ferenda is actually...
Big rocket time? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the Super Mega Death Rocket was not available, but...
It wasn't true.
Yeah. Would like to point out that actually if he did build Gale Force, that Aphelios was dead 3 times over in that exchange.
Don't worry about it. As Nick will probably be dead now.
And he will probably just get
excited. Wait, this is super smart. The double TP. Okay, the party buzz, guys. It's starting to come through. Now it comes back. That's a lot of damage that goes onto the Veigar. He's super, super low. Chen doing so much damage with that R. And now they can only run in fear as USF looks to run down the rest. One more R. I want to see it. Chen. W forward with an R.
No ultis yet on the stack. You can see that in the bottom there below, but it is a big one, so if he does manage to hit that, that will be quite some damage. First strike, of course, being procced, and with the Ludens completed, the Muramana also completed. 18 minutes into the game, 184 CS, 10 CS per minute. This Corki is absolutely a monster, as
kick.
Unstoppable Onslaught will be burned to get out of that.
We secured the ground.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true. That's actually a very interesting topic that I won't get too much into. But being able to actually play for jungle camps as neutral objectives is something that a lot of pro teams actually do, and it's a pretty interesting topic. Won't go more in detail than that, but pretty exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to take this fight, as Ornn might just have to back away. Chen is getting to a point where he's getting very, very big. Ferenda being super annoying on this loop. Kind of roaming.
As Nick is just going to walk up and take the
Of course, as you do. Normal stuff over here at USF Esports.
And as the Ornn.
Rest in peace, my guy. It's, moment of silence for him. Okay, sounds good. No. That's enough for him. He doesn't get too much. So we will now get ready for this Baron, which is coming up in 30 seconds. And again, the party bus is starting to get to its directions. Siri's telling us to turn left. We're finally off the highway. Yeah. We're getting there. We're almost there.
Yeah, it's slowly bringing itself down into the back road to get to the main event. But all the other side, bringing the Lee Sin up there was a bit of a detriment because that means that they lose mid prio in the over there, but we'll be able to claim that mid wave as Nick goes back and claims some items there. Does not have 2 items yet, but we'll be building into that Lord Dom's second. So really indexing into that tank killing potential, as does in fact get scared by the Hecarim charging down. I would too, in all honesty.
Yes. We were playing an ARAM custom yesterday, and I got Hecarim, and that was like my second time playing Hecarim. I didn't even go the damage build, but I went tank, and it was just super fun. Just like running people down left and right, man.
Yeah, very, very, very fun champion. I will say that.
You're just quick.
We unfortunately do not have objective timers available for us, so I cannot tell when that dragon is spawning, but you can assume based on the fact that everyone is down here, it's probably going to be spawning within the next 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute 30 seconds, but other than that, the only objective on the map is Baron right now, so we should be playing around that, especially USF, considering they are now what I can assume is 5k gold in the lead. Our overlay is kind of
hey, this is Riot's fault for updating it without telling us first.
True.
This is not our fault. All right, guys, do not blame this on us. This is a Riot issue, okay?
Exactly.
Thank you. All right, back to your point.
Yeah, anyway, it's about like a 5k gold lead, I can assume, roughly, that USF is sporting, so they want to try to extend that as much as possible and get into the next game if they are going to be ending that up. Of course, if they throw, that's an entirely different story, but let's hope that that's not what it comes to.
Party buses are only fun if the party bus is still intact. Therefore, we will try to be intact.
Yeah, I think the party on the bus stops if the bus crashes. So.
I don't know, man. That seems like a fun party. I don't know which parties you're going to.
Well, none, but anyway.
Again, I just got out of work and now back into more work, so we. So, we're gonna continue through and get ready for this Baron. Again, the party bus will commence once I see Dandelion just running at people and them not being able to kill.
Oh yeah,
that's when party bus has reached its destination.
I would like to point out that that is an Aegis in Dandelion's inventory.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of items that build out of that.
Is it randomized?
No, randomized does not build out of Aegis. I'm struggling to find the item actually in my brain. I think it's Knight's Vow actually.
No, it's not Knight's Vow.
Okay,
it's Lockets, but I don't think he's going Lockets.
Well, he can't because he has a Divine Sunder.
Exactly. So that's literally, as a support, that's the only one I can think of right now.
My brain is kind of blanking on what that item could be. That's probably just me being stupid, and there actually is an item that builds out of that is not a support mythic, but...
I promise I thought it was random. Anyway.
But we'll see. We'll see if he just picked that up or if that will be an actual item that he builds into, and he'll prove me wrong or prove that I'm stupid. Either way, it'll be all fun.
It's a win-win scenario as we get to go on right here. I keep looking at the sides of CSU and just their characters being in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a new one. You know, like, I've expected weird bugs before, but just everyone but the top laner. This is truly a masterpiece from Riot.
Yeah, it's... You know when you do a reference page for your paper?
Yes. So these are the annotations.
Yeah, it's the hanging indent.
Exactly. So we are expecting MLA formats from USF, and of course, what's a bad format?
Actually, according to that, USF is actually failing their reference page.
Hey man.
They didn't actually indent correctly.
Don't worry about it. It's a Wednesday. We still
have,
this is the rough draft.
Oh.
As we get through, it is Wednesday. I just realized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. Guys, happy Hop Day. You know, we're almost gonna be done with it, but like, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of Hop, Battle Bunny Misfortune. Anyway, that's all we'll talk about that skin on this channel.
Hey, as we try to go in, the R comes through. The root will still come through, but it might not be enough. Let's see where Nick uses his flash. It has to come through right here for the Jinx. He does use it there at the end, and then uses it for the vision. Wait, that's a good amount of damage. Does he kill? Oh.
He buffered his ulti in the wrong direction, and that almost was actually a really good 1-for-1 there. All things considered, the flash going in the completely wrong direction as well, but did end up trying his best, and that's what matters. I think if he flashed just much earlier, it would have been fine, but did try to preserve that summoner spell. Ulti will be burned out of Dandelion and make sure that he lives. This Veigar
don't worry about it. Stacking. Don't worry about it. Stacking. There you go.
It's like a zoo, honestly.
Give him a second. He's stacking. There you go. Still has flash.
Ooh.
That's it. He's fine.
And he's out.
No, I don't know why you guys were worried. This was all planned, all calculated.
Yeah,
don't worry about
it. Baron, actually. This is super smart. The Veigar and the Ornn, they do both have Unleash teleports, as Veigar will be channeling his, and they'll get both teleports out. That was actually a really good move by USF. As they stay around too much, the kick comes through, and oh no, Dandelion.
Wait. This is... Yeah, I thought this was like maybe not so terrible, but no, Dandelion will have to go in right there.
Wait.
And they will get to go through as USF starts to go through. Wait, Yusheng used that Q. He is able to kill the FLS onto the sidelines. And guys, welcome to Tampa Bay. The bus has landed and Baron is ours. We love it over here.
Yeah, the bus has just landed in downtown as we're going to be taking the Baron here. I honestly don't know what to say about that fight, honestly. A lot of TPs were burned. There was a lot of things going on. Also, now that the inventory is updated for Nasus, it is Gargoyle Stoneplate that builds out of the Aegis, and I am dumb. So I'm glad Dandelion is able to showcase that I don't know everything.
Well, I will tell you, I was thinking of the actual photo for Gargoyle Stoneplate, but I was thinking it was randoms. So I'll give myself half a point.
Yeah, okay.
I promise, man. I promise over here.
Yeah, as the teacher, I'm not going to count that.
I don't know, man. I get like 20% credit on that.
Okay, we can settle on 20%.
That's fine. That's what 20% gets you.
Now, speaking of 20%, I don't know where I was going with that because I don't have a follow-up, but Frenda did finish 2 items.
You never admit that you're wrong.
Exactly.
That's the problem here. You're always right, okay?
Exactly.
Even if you're wrong.
Damn, that's why you're the caster.
Exactly.
Anyway, side of USF has gotten pretty massive for the carries. There's no Infinity Edge on the Jinx just yet. Did stop for that Zeal item. Of course, it doesn't really matter when you have a Corki that is this monstrous. You just want to be that extra body on the team. And of course, it's not like he's slacking in that much damage anyway, and we'll be picking that Infinity up 4th with the BF sword in inventory, especially when you compare it to the Phelios, which is still working on his 3rd item. Very strong on this Jinx, and not to mention the Corki.
Oh,
it's going to be
my damage right there from Shen. One more, and it will not land. Oh, that's sad.
Very unfortunate, because that was a big one that missed, and then a regular rocket. So would have actually killed the Hecarim if both those hit. But I digress. They will be able to pick up this bot lane tower as Corki will be pushing out the mid wave. They'll leave Dandelion to his devices down bot lane, and we will hopefully get to see them end out the game pretty shortly as the gold lead is slowly eclipsing to almost 10k. Which is getting to the point of almost unwinnable. It's not quite unfeasible, as G2 did in fact throw a 14k gold lead earlier last week, actually.
G2 is bad. We're not G2.
Oh my god!
Somebody clip that, please. Jesus, where did he go? Guys, I did not know that it was Magic Hour here at USF because people are disappearing. Dandelion's going in. And guys, it's fun. It's fun. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah. I'm speechless. Somebody clip that.
I will say, that was an amazing magician that they hired for the party.
For real.
That was a genuine 2-shot.
It was so good. So good. You know, I gotta give it up to USF because they came in, stuck to their devices, knew that the puzzle was coming. Yeah. They lined up on it, and all they had to do was just drive it away. But for real, it was the call in the mid lane, the call in and the call in the bot lane, the tier in the mid lane, and Nasus in the top lane. Yeah. You know, you're gonna get to a point where it becomes too far away. So if you're able to be at a neutral state at 15 minutes, you've won the game. Yeah,
no, and I really want to give it up to Wuxing. He played Lee Sin incredibly well. Considering
that was our early game, and he played it well.
Considering he had 3 scaling lanes, he played Lee Sin incredibly well and was able to actually sustain the entire team through that. And I think that was actually really crucial. So do want to appreciate just how well he played that out and how well USF was able to make some of those plays happen in the early game to sort of compensate for the fact that these champions aren't necessarily the strongest when it comes to early game. Of course, look at the other side. They had pretty similar ideas. It wasn't like it was full early game aggression versus full scaling, but it still does matter when you're the only playmaking potential on your team, especially in the early game. It's very, very hard to actually carry out. So I do want to give him the proper attention and praise that he does deserve for that game, because that was really, really well played. And of course, Chen, absolute masterclass of Corki in the mid lane. Everyone on USF played pretty well to this game, honestly.
Yeah, GG's on game 1 to CSU. We'll be back for game 2, and if there's one thing you learn about that one, is that Susan's OP. We'll be right back, guys. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are straight into draft. Your eyes are not deceiving you. This is exactly what's happening because it's the same exact bans so far, Grant.
As the Lulu was apparently the problem that game.
Honestly, it was very annoying.
Yep, and Jinx, of course, will be taken away. We've already mentioned how strong Jinx is, and of course, we will be switching sides for this game. USF will be taking the red side.
I want to see Nick
vice versa.
Fellas.
I would love to see
I want to see him do it. I want to see him do it. Be like, hey, you wanted to come through with it. But this should be interesting. Of course, yeah, Jinx is just such high priority these days. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Yes, we like it. We like it. I like it. No, it's awesome because like Nick, of course, plays a ton of Jinx and Aphelios. He plays whatever really.
Yeah.
So coming through, he's good at. He feels good on the champions. And now I'm wondering what they pair it up with. Do they go with another enchanter? Do they look for something like the Thresh? Because remember, that's now open. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it will be pretty interesting to see what they go for. The Thresh is open, and they will opt for the Graves, Wuxing.
Yeah.
Very, very good Graves player, honestly, and we will be seeing that jungle. I do not think that Dandelion actually plays Graves that much, so I don't think it will be seeing the top lane Graves ban, or Graves pick, excuse me. But Thaios Graves, double marksman combination, will be picked up for USF.
Yeah, and it's a champion that, again, could have those early game, mentions. That's not really where he excels.
Yeah.
But in a team situation where you're coming in, you're like, you have to be some sort of early game. Well, of course, we can see around the map and see what happens too. Viego does get picked up for Colorado State, though.
Yeah, Viego is a very interesting champion overall right now in the current meta. Mm-hmm. He's okay. He's not like a super crazy pick, but in certain compositions, he can do very well. And I do believe that with a Graves, a very important soul to pick up, and I think it will be very, very interesting to see him pilot this champion. It's a very different change from the Hecarim as Nautilus being hovered. Different style from the double enchanter that we've seen, and that's sort of like a premeditated counter to the Thresh. It's not like a true counter, but people do tend to favor the Nautilus into a Thresh pick, so we'll see if that comes through for USF. It's probably just still best to take it anyway if you're a friend up, but we will see if he does decide to opt for a different pick.
It's not a terrible matchup for the Thresh either way. You're still able to flay out of the hook. You're still able to keep your ADC safe, and he does go with the Leona. And yeah, that's what people like to pick into the Nautilus. It is a good pick on their end.
As the Braum hover, shout out.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, they're definitely not banning the Braum because they just picked the Nautilus. Hey man, I miss when Nautilus was meta. That was fun. That was like what, MSI of like 2 years ago?
That was FP. That was when FPX won, so I believe that was 2019.
That was super fun. Nautilus meta.
Oh, it's Braum instead of Leona.
Okay. So we got information that the Leona is not Leona. Your eyes are deceiving you.
Yeah,
all right, go get them checked out. That's Braum. Okay. So it is gonna be a Braum pick.
So we do have a shout out after all.
Yes, and honestly, really good pick here. It's a big counter to the Nautilus. You're able to block so many things that come from the Jinx, and it meshes really well with 2 auto attackers. Yeah. So really good pick here.
I do like that pick. It is a different style from Leona, of course, being more aggressive on that Leona, but having Braum can be aggressive as well, especially with Graves. Graves loves to dash in there, follow up with the stand beside me. Very, very good at having that duo, and of course, you mentioned 2 auto attackers, very, very strong. Corki, Vex will be on the ban table. They do not want that to happen again. They do not want Chen to enjoy the game, so we'll be banning those away. Syndra and Cassia will be taken away yet again. Bans on USF side staying the exact same as Garen locked in. All right.
I love it, man. I love it. Give me more. As this Garen is, of course, going to be going top lane. And as a competitive player, you look at Garen, you're like, you're probably flustered right now. Because you never see a Garen. You're like, what counters a Garen? Like, what are you able to play in it? And then that they do, see, they're still thinking about the top lane pick, so they're going to pick the mid lane first, and they're going to be like, all right, now we have a little bit more time to discuss what we're going to pick into this Garen, but the Victor is getting picked up.
For me, I'm just looking at this picture, I'm like, is that really what a splash art looks like?
You never see it, so you're like, I guess that's how it looks like when he gets picked. But no, I love seeing the spinning sword man himself.
Ooh.
I don't like that. Into Garen?
Well,
I don't know, man. Aatrox players are a little bit weird. It feels like they always like Aatrox into very specific matchups.
And we'll be locked in now. I personally am an Aatrox hater, and by that I mean I think the champion is completely nonsense.
I like the champion. I just think it's not the answer into Garen.
I don't think it's necessarily the best answer into Garen. I'll agree with you there, but I do think Aatrox is one of the most obnoxious champions and is a little bit unhealthy, to be completely honest. But this Ahri is locked in. We now have
Chen has been playing it a ton.
Some firsts here for the USF broadcast.
Firsts indeed, everyone. We are continuing on the fun train as we will be seeing Garen in the top lane and Ahri mids, which will be going into the Victor. I know that there were the Ahri changes that came through, really delved her back into pro play, and I think she got nerfed a little bit as well.
She did get a little slap on the wrist there. Yeah. It wasn't anything too crazy, but the changes really did help her out. And to a lot of these control mage matchups, especially something like Victor or Orianna, those are the two matchups that Ahri loves the most because she's able to dart around them and they can't really catch up. So do love that counter pick there. Ahri herself has been seeing a lot of play, and she is very strong in her own right. So I'm very excited to see that. Overall, looking at the compositions, I mean, both look pretty intriguing to me. I think I'd favor USF's draft a little bit more because I feel like there's a lot more to do with the Braum being able to roam around with the Graves, forming that really important sort of death ball. Having Ahri Charm as well added onto that can make for a lot of different unique plays. And, you know, Colorado State does have plays of their own to make. They have Nautilus, of course, one of the best playmakers in the game, Viego Stun. But aside from that, there's not really a lot of early game damage, and when you compare it to what USF is trying to do early game with their Graves and Ahri being able to use that CC, especially when you pair a Braum in that, it's going to be kind of hard for them to deal with that, in my opinion. So, but we will see. I think that Colorado State does scale a little bit better, so I will give them that regard because Victor, Jinx, Aatrox, very, very nasty.
You'd be surprised how Garen scales, honestly.
Garen is a very surprisingly good scaler.
Yes, so that comes through. So yeah, everyone, throw away your meta garbage. Yeah. This is not here. Definitely not. As Garen, Ahri, Aatrox, Braum, we love it. And we're going to continue to see more. We're going to take a quick break before we get into Game 2 for you guys. And hopefully fix my camera. Ahri, why did you break my camera? I feel like that's the way it goes. But yeah, we'll be right back, guys. Welcome back, everyone, to another round of green and gold versus green and gold.
Yeah.
USF versus CSU, Game 2, 1-0 for USF, and Riot has dealt us with another beautiful bug.
Yeah, it seems USF didn't learn how to indent after the rough draft.
Hey, man, we're working on it. We really are.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening here, Riot.
I don't know either, but either way, will be pretty interesting overall. Looking at summoner spells and room pages. Phase rush on the Garen. Very interesting.
Wait, it is phase rush on the Garen.
Yeah. It's gonna be phase rush and then ghost.
I was too worried about the indentation. I forgot completely about the phase rush.
Yeah. Other than that, not really nothing too crazy. There's no teleport on the Victor though. That's gonna be ghost overall, and then of course glacial on the Nautilus. Bit intriguing. Normally you're taking Aftershock, but I do like the Glacial.
Glacial is honestly now the meta on Nautilus and Leona. I'm personally a fan in certain matchups. This is not one of them. I feel like you are the tank of your team here. You have to go in with Aftershock, especially when you're going in against something like a Braum where you know you're going to need to be tanky. Good amount of damage right here. Actually, the Ahri and her new W is so good level 1, especially when you have that corrupting pot.
Very much so. It's gonna be a little trick here.
We waiting in bushes. It's Garen in bushes time. Spin around, baby. Beyblade. As I don't think he won that.
No, I don't think
so. But yeah, it's fine. We're just happy that it happens.
Yeah, it will be. We'll be forced to take a little bit of a long walk back to lane, but it is Garen. He did actually burn his flash while we were looking bot lane, so
he did.
Will be a very important cooldown overall. I don't know if that was actually necessary, but we will have to see. Now, Garen does have a pretty solid passive with a bunch of health regen, so he will just regen that damage straight up. Aatrox, of course, having sustain of his own, will be able to do the same, so be almost as if nothing happened, and he just pressed the wrong button when he started the game.
Don't worry about it. We lost our flash early last game too, and ended up fine. So as it continues on, by the way, Miranda going with my favorite chroma and my favorite skin on Braum, as Wu Chang here is going to find himself a Viego. But who's going to find who, as Wu Chang is trying to get some more? The charm finally goes in. Suji is getting very, very low, and the continued. Chen does have flash. Let's see if he's able to land it. Flash Q. Flash Q. Okay, wait. The cleanse does come through. The flash Q, it comes, but not from the person you expected. As Jinx splashes right into the Braum. And the man with the wife beater is going to get some auto attacks on that thing. We love it. I love that chroma. It's hilarious.
Yeah, this broadcast is going downhill super fast. Anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is peak League of Legends, late night League of Legends action.
Anyway, top lane. By the way, very good from USF there, collapsing on that. Of course, Wuxing with the invade. And that'll be quite a bit of summoner spells burned on the side of CSU, but this top lane is still going kind of in the favor of CSU. Of course, Dandelion will be able to sustain that with his passive, but...
Oh, yeah.
The back. You know
so sad, dude.
You know what?
So
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly.
He's disappointed in himself. He's like, you know what? This right here is where I die, and that is all right.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. You just kind of have to accept that, yep, this is my life now. This is what we're going to do this entire game. And they will end up missing. I think that's 2, maybe 3 waves, as Brenda does get hooked under tower.
He's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
And indeed, this next wave will in fact crash, and Nick will be able to back with a pretty sizable gold lead over his opponent, as be interested to see if he is able to pick up anything crazy. I think it might just be a pickaxe and some health potions, but we will find out soon on the next episode of USF bot lane. Yeah, other than that, top lane still going, and it's going to be pretty intriguing to see here. Now, Chen did pick up...
oh, yeah.
Continue that later.
Nearsighted Victor, no flash, no ghosts. Just a man that can only hope to one day run away, and so far he's doing a good job. Does the auto come through? See where this Nautilus is able to do. He does get a slow. Don't tell me they get away with this. They are looking to get away. Wait a second. That's a lot of miscommunicado right there, buddy, as Nautilus just goes in and drops to the action.
Yeah, that would be quite an interesting flash indeed, as he will get punished for that. Do not quite expect that the Braum would be coming back for it, but as you said previously, there was some...
Oh, yeah. That's all he needs. 1 auto, 2 auto. Count your blessings. Stunned and dead is the Jinx. And Wusheng is a very spicy man.
From getting absolutely one-shot for game 1 to now getting bullied under tower in game 2. It is not looking too good for Clib, fortunately. Don't think he's playing necessarily that bad either, honestly. It's just he's getting a little bit of the target from USF, and of course they will be more than happy to profit off that. Looking at items, though, does definitely demonstrate how far ahead USF is in this early game. It does look like he'll be a 3k gold lead overall, as the items certainly reflect that. The full Lucidity boots on the Ahri, as well as the Noon Quiver on the Aphelios, are quite massive pickups indeed.
Very much so. As USF going to continue on, and look at this. More actions trying to go onto the top lane. Dandelion going in. He has to use his Q now. It's going to be a big wave to shove in as well. The Hex Flash comes through. Dandelion will get caught up. That's a lot of CC, and CSU gets away with a very good one.
Yeah, very good dive indeed. That entire wave is going to be missed by Dandelion. Remember, he does not have teleport, so he's not going to be able to get that, as there is no ulti, so that's not a kill necessarily, but will be a good trade overall for Chen, as a lot of that is going to be, a lot of CS top lane is going to be missed, and Dandelion picking up the Executioner's Calling, as ulti did pick up. In.
See the charm? Let's hit it. The ignites will come through. Yeah. That's a nice solo kill in the mid lane.
Yeah, very, very well played overall. Picking up that. Now Victor will lose this wave, and it's going to be a very, very sad story for a lot of these players, where they're going to be missing a lot of minion waves as they die to the tower after their deaths. And the dragon will now be going over to USF. Wuxing soloing that on his way, just kind of existing all over the map. He's been doing quite well himself in this series, excuse me. And we will be continuing that as he picks up that objective solo, profiting off the rest of his team's success.
Dandelion going the first, Jesus. As I was about to say, first item will be picked up is the Executioners. So yeah, you can definitely see how much respect he is giving on to his opponents. USF looking to pick up more objectives around the map in the enemy jungle. That's what we talked about earlier. Ferenda loves to roam with Wu Cheng. And not going to be able to hit the Q. I don't think we want to take this. So Ferenda's going to tank this very well right there. And no harm, no foul.
Yeah, keep in mind, Wuxing is level 6, by the way. He is pretty much the same level as the solo laners. The ones that are behind, of course.
Again, should not happen.
Yeah, usually that's not usually what happens. He's 3 levels up on the Jinx, by the way. I don't know if you see that number there next to the Jinx, but that's a 3.
Nah, it's fine. I try not to think about numbers too much in my free time. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's gonna be a dive here, but good thing Viego is here to try and help answer this. I don't think they're strong enough to even contest this.
Bye-bye, Jinx. Viego has to flash away. That's a Braum auto attack, and the rest of the people go down. Dandelion is gonna be able to run away from that one.
I mean, it's just a masterclass on early game macro here, as even when Chen roams down in order to help the dive, Dandelion pushes in his wave and then roams to mid lane in order to catch it, make sure there's no gold being missed on the map whatsoever, as this Jinx will not hit level 4 before 10 minutes. I guarantee it.
Jesus, man. She's 50 CS.
It's so brutal.
It's not just hit 9
Look
minutes.
where she has to stand. Like,
I feel so bad. Like, it's that story right here. Oh, we love it. We love it.
And they're just styling at this point, man.
I mean, that's honestly not styling. That's another good dive. Like,
yeah, but
it's a lot of wasted flashes, yes. But that's not styling. Like, they're able to go in and pick up another good kill, and now they get to reset and go to Rift.
Very much so. I was referring to the interaction between the Garen ult flash where he turned his back to, to the target. But yeah, very, very good dive as they just walk through the tower there, kill off the Victor. And huzzah! The Jinx has hit level 5, by the way.
Well done.
Yeah.
Wait, can we press X real quick? I want to see.
Yeah, it turns out catch-up experience is very, very good.
I want to see what's happening.
Oh, no.
Okay.
2,000 gold.
It's an 1100 CS lead as Nautilus? Buddy.
Oh, yeah. He's just a wanderer.
I don't know about that one, fam. But yeah, 1100 gold CS lead, getting closer to 12 now. It's really going to only be the place where they could look. But Dandelion is not in a very terrible spot. He's only 200 gold behind the Victor. So that just shows you that Garen will get to a good point where he's able to be a problem.
Well, I mean, if you word it in the other light, he's 300 gold up on the Jinx.
I don't want to bully the Jinx anymore, man. It's fine. Oh, Chen goes in.
The Jinx has received a lot of bullying.
Hit the charm. He doesn't need to hit the charm. he doesn't need to hit. Wait.
Dive this.
Oh yeah, I thought. Okay, so Nick killed the tower, and camera, can we just go back top? All right, thank you, camera. As we get to go through right here. As Ferenda, he's going to be starting it up right here. Going to hit the Q, going to deal the damage, and the rest of USF is going to be able to finish it off. Yeah, by the way, that wasn't just directed camera. That was our producer, Garrett, that took care of that, so thank you.
Yeah, very shout out to them. But yeah, another very good dive of USF, as they're just playing like towers don't exist in this game. And honestly, it's pretty well done overall. There's a lot of sort of nuance that goes into tower diving, and I say that, but Nick is going to be going for something again.
This is a little bit ambitious here from Nick, but maybe ambitious is not the correct word as he looks to get in. This is now a 1v3. Maybe ambitious was the word after all. Sometimes you think you have the right word in Wordle, but then definitely does not end up that way. By the way, I never played that game.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm too scared to admit it by now, but I have no clue what any of those diagrams mean. I'm just going along for the ride. So.
Dude, and like it's so many. Oh no. No, we'll go back to Wordle. So it's like so many things that you have to like that have come out of Wordle. Like there's letteral now. It's just one letter. Like what is that? Like, you have 6 chances just to guess a letter, which honestly sounds much better than Wordle in my opinion. As we continue around the map, this jungle, by the way, is no longer CSU greens.
Whoa, wow.
Jinx will go down. This looks like a USF jungle.
Yeah.
This is a USF jungle now.
It's looking like a USF map, actually.
Yes.
I think you're a bit underestimating this because that gold lead up at the top there, I believe that is about an 8K gold lead at 13 minutes. Needless to say,
it's good that we don't.
It's
have
a large number. It's very, very big overall. So I think USF will be happy with that. As of course, them.
It's a good play.
CSU does technically have a pretty solid top lane overall.
Turret plates haven't fallen yet.
No, they haven't.
I just realized. As the slow will get to go in. Nick has Gale Force this game though.
He did. He actually had Gale Force for the play earlier where he died and he didn't use it, but that's for a different analysis for a different day.
This is abuse. This is abuse, dude. Wait, Nautilus is still tanking. No, not the fist flash, Nautilus. And Dandelion, no way he gets out. Yeah, no, it's no way he gets out right there. But that's so much in a top lane, just for you to lose a champion and to only get 2 towers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Keep in mind, Aphelios is solo hitting the inhibitor tower at 14 minutes. As Jinx pretty much gets a new level per wave with the catch-up XP that exists in the game. So it's gonna be quite interesting overall. Nick is still 3 levels up on the Jinx, and she does have to kind of play like her life depends on it. And I mean, all things considered, Nick is level 10 because he's been getting solo XP. So it's not like it's been sort of a rough thing overall, but you know.
And I will say, props for USF for coming out. This is an 0-2 team versus a 2-0 team. Wait, I'm not too sure about CSU's records, but I do think it's a pushing. Has to flash away. Good use of the blast cone. He's now gonna be able to run away with double buffs right there. Okay, I was getting words. So CSU is a 1-1 side, and this is their second team, I believe. So CSU's main team is also another solid team that hopefully we will reverse again in the team as we go along. This is a really good amount of damage. Wait, if Aatrox is losing fights against Garen now, and you know it's a little bit doomed onto the side.
Well,
good flash. Double flash. As the Q will not land from Ferenda, and the Rockets will maybe head in another map. Diego, I don't think you want to do this, buddy.
No, I don't think they win this, actually.
Well, no, now they probably do, as Ferenda will have to fall. No, he does flash away, will be pulled back, and he does go down. But now the rest of USF gets to join in. That's a lot of CC. That's a lot of damage. And the Italian Mafia comes to go through. Crime City falls down, but the rest of the homies has his back.
That's true, actually. We do have 2 Crime City skins on the side of USF.
That's
so
true.
It was, in fact, the Mafia coming to back themselves up.
Did you like my Italian accent? It was so bad.
It was pretty bad.
It was
I'm not going to lie. As it is actually going to be an FF. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but I know we are winning anyway, so.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Dude, the camera hasn't fixed. Okay, thank you. I was like, you guys had an entire game. I know it was a quick one and all, but like, the camera should be fixed by now. All right. We're talking with people. Don't worry about it, guys. Yeah. Welcome. We didn't expect you guys to see our faces this quickly. Again, that was a League of Legends game.
Yeah, that was definitely a game of League of Legends. But in all seriousness, USF was very good at diving.
It feels good, man. It feels good. Feels good when Ferenda, you could definitely see how much the shot calling was missed.
Oh yeah.
And this is nothing against Nzani. He was a great player, but there always needs to be a voice on a team. Mm-hmm. And it just happens that Ferenda is able to lead a team like this. Right. And that's huge props to that. Also, huge props to Dandelion in the top lane. He's not a top laner.
Yeah.
But I told them going in today that I want Wu-Chang in the jungle and I want Dandelion in the top lane, and I want to see how it goes. And I'll be going in after this and talk to them about it and see how they feel. But all in all, only positives today. Only positives that can come out of today. CSU Green, GG's to them. Again, I know they're the younger brother of their main squad, which is another great squad, and I can't wait to play against them. Hopefully soon and back on the stream.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, it's not like they played bad by any means. It was quite literally USF were being the ones that were making these plays and making things happen, and it was always
very proactive from USF.
Yeah, it was always CSU that was on the end that needed to respond to it, and that's kind of where things fell apart. It didn't feel like they were kind of actually being able to be in a position where they can respond to a lot of things that USF were prepping for them, and it all kind of collapsed. And again, a lot of it I can imagine is going to be shot calling from Ferenda because he is there for pretty much all of those dives. He is the one that is calling for all of those, and it just goes to show because he was diving everywhere.
If there was a way to calculate dual proximity for our game, I would bet it would be higher for Ferenda with Wusheng than with his own ADC.
Oh, for sure.
For sure, 100%. And that's not something you completely see everywhere. Yeah. Yes, there are games where you'd see like Core JJ like never come bot lane, and like it's fun to watch because you're able to now go around and you're able to direct the map. And that's what you saw from USF is that they didn't give them room.
Oh yeah.
Once you step on that gas, you never stop until you actually finish off the game. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, no, it's overall very solidly played from USF, and I'm very glad to see that new iteration of this roster is so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good. We won't dive too much into what's already been dove into. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming to watch. This was super fun. Hopefully more of these games coming at you guys soon. GG Leagues might not be on Wednesday nights next week, and maybe one more roster shuffle that comes through your way. I don't know.
We do still have one player that has not shown up on broadcast.
Keep you guys guessing. Maybe an old player to come through. I don't know.
A
Maybe I get to play. No, that's definitely gonna happen. But yeah, you guys, it's been a pleasure. Ibram over here, Graham over there, a lot of people on the back end. Garrett, our producer, Caleb, really getting those waters, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caleb, for the waters. As we're gonna end today with another great stream for you guys. So yeah, everyone have a great night, and it's good to end it on 2-0, guys.
Yeah.